Today on the Nerdy Gritty, with rumors of both Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck leaving the Justice League, should Warner Brothers give up on the DCEU?
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Nerdy Gritty, where we delve deep into the details of pop culture. I'm Fox.
I'm Dez.
And real quick, I have a question
go
that
ahead.
I thought about the other day. Why have we never said, right before we get into our real topic, let's get down to the Nerdy Gritty? Why is that not something we say?
How long have we been doing this podcast?
Bad. This is the 45th episode.
45th?
Almost with one a week, and we skipped some weeks. Over a year now.
That's insane.
Right. So
that's it. Now we have to do that.
We're dumb.
Yes.
Anyway,
that's all right.
So starting
time to get to the Nerdy Gritty.
We'll make it happen when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. But for now,
like, why is that our title if that's not what we said?
Did you see Sony's basically Nintendo Direct, but it's Sony's thing?
No, I have not.
I pulled it up and I want to look at it so I could remember the name of it, and then I forgot.
I think I saw somebody put like a video of it on a Facebook group.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I didn't actually see anything from it.
But
or I didn't watch the video.
Games were cool, but the premise of the whole thing was really, really dumb. I'm going to find it. Here it is. PlayStation Lineup Tour.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called. The PlayStation Lineup Tour. So Sony had essentially a Nintendo Direct, but they called it the PlayStation Lineup Tour.
Mm-hmm.
And what the PlayStation Lineup Tour is this them like saying, hey, this is our lineup. These are games that are coming out for the PlayStation soon. Check it out. It was Japanese. It was all in Japan. So there were translators that were running through the whole thing, though.
Okay.
But here's why I was like, come on, son. First of all, they showed the entire show, and the first, 20 minutes of it was a DJ, and then there was, 10 minutes of nothing. In the,
DJ? Just, spinning some sick beats?
Yep.
Are they PlayStation-related beats?
I don't know,
Are they,
because
incorporating some music?
I
that'd
skipped
be cool.
ahead.
Oh, okay.
To 38 minutes when the first preview actually starts.
And this is a live event in front of an audience.
Yeah.
That sounds like stalling.
Or something, yeah.
Oh crap! What we need right now is not working. Hey DJ Sony, spin some more beats. Okay.
So 38 minutes in, it finally starts, and it's not just them being like, hey, we're Sony, and here are some of our games that are coming out. No. You are watching the expedition of Spaceship DualShock with its captain, Triangle, and 3 passengers, Square, Circle, and X.
I hate everything about this. This is garbage, and I hate it.
It was real dumb.
Yeah.
And as Spaceship DualShock is exploring the universe, they find different star systems, like Star System Kingdom Hearts and Star System Battle for...
Nintendo could probably get away with something similar, where it's a fun, family type, we're going on an adventure, because Nintendo has a lot of games similar to that.
Right.
But that's just weird.
It was really weird. And
yeah.
Watching through the whole thing, I just thinking to myself, there must be entirely different marketing strategies to the Japanese and to the Americans.
Yes, that might go over well.
Yeah, maybe it was super
Japan.
cool in Japan.
Sure.
What was even worse is they had a translator doing all the voiceovers, because Triangle, Circle, Square, and X had voices, but they were all Japanese voices. So they had a translator doing live translation and voices. So it was look, what's coming up here? It seems like it's this. Yeah, let's go check it out.
And I hate it all. I hate
awful. This. It was so bad.
That sounds so bad.
Being an American watching this. And so I might have missed some games. I don't think I did, but I might have missed some games because I refused to watch any of that garbage in between. And I just skipped around as much as I could.
Kind of shocking.
Yeah, it was really, really dumb.
Yeah, you know why the Nintendo Directs work really well? It's a pre-recorded thing, so you don't have any issues.
Right.
You can just work them out in editing. And also, it's literally just a person saying, hey, here's the game we're making. And then shows you that game.
Right. It's
here's
so
the
simple.
Game we're making.
There isn't huge, big, to do. It's a dude in front of a green screen, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. And usually it's somebody important that you recognize, so you can trust them, or at least it's not just some guy.
Right. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it works great, because all I want to know is about the game. I don't care anything else. E3 should just be videos and people narrating those videos. Like live would be great, but whatever. Like same thing with this. Like I don't need your theatrics.
It was
in something like this. Now, at some points, things like that do help. I think are cool. Like this isn't what we're talking about, but I'm getting into this with E3 and the whole like introduction to Sony's thing.
Yeah, that was real
where
cool.
it was all about and that kind of and it was thematically on point.
Yep.
And it was entertaining to watch. It wasn't some like weird created like spaceship adventure. Like that's
right.
Weird. That's just weird.
It was really, really weird.
I now kind of want to watch it though.
And I'm not done yet.
Oh.
So everybody had these bracelets with big like baubles on them or something like that, and they were all given bracelets.
Okay.
And it turns out, and again, this is the English translation, but it turns out they were like a hype meter. And whenever, like, if they were green, they're not hyped. But, like, the more they turn yellow or red, then you must be really hyped for whatever game this is.
Is it like they get to control? Like, oh, put it on red because I love that game? Or is it like measuring heart rate? Or what
I think it was dumb. I think it was just
it was
a thing.
Just stupid.
My guess, everything was just, like, when they got to big points in the things, they were pre-programmed to all turn red.
Like, people watching are like, oh, they love it, I must love it.
Or just, I mean,
I could see that as a cool like marketing tech, or like what am I looking for? Like a production thing, where a feedback thing for the producers.
Right.
Oh, if you got to choose what color and like, oh, I'm really hyped for that, and or whatever, then they could see, oh, people actually are really excited about this game.
Oh, that direct response.
Yeah, exactly. That's a thing that people do anyway.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think it was more of I could see this on the other side where you're watching a game and it's getting to like the big point in the preview, and in front of you, big things are happening on the screen. You know it's building up to something, but then all around you, slowly green is turning to red, and you know that like, oh, we're all getting hyped for what's about to happen.
It sounds baffling. And now I have to watch it.
It was real weird. It was.
Maybe I'll just find a highlights thing that just shows what they showed about the games.
But they did show some really cool games, though. There was some more Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, there you go.
A lot more Sekiro.
There's stuff about Days Gone, because I'm real pumped about Days Gone.
There was some. I mean, it was all just video preview. Again, it was like a Nintendo Direct, but not with when they stop and talk about it for a while. Gotcha. So not like that. It was mostly just here's a new preview for the game. Okay. But there was new Days Gone stuff.
Okay.
But again, a lot of it, you can really tell, because there were games that I was like, this is number 3 for this game, like this game 3. And there were a lot of like people like, oh, but I'm like, I've never heard of that game.
I don't know what this is.
But it's probably like a Japanese popularity.
Some RPG that you wouldn't hear about here because they don't manufacture it in North America.
Right. Yeah. So, you could just tell that a lot of the American games, like they showed Call of Duty, Black Ops 4, and you guys can't hear Fox's eye roll.
Oh, maybe you might have been able to because
it was a big one. Yeah, COD Blops 4 and
Blops.
COD Blops.
COD Blops. That sounds like a much more fun game.
COD Blops.
COD Blops.
Where you play as a fish, that is flopping,
trying to get from place to place.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
It's like QWOP, but you control different parts of the fish.
Oh yes,
and you're just trying to get back into the lake.
I want to make a game. TM for COD Blops. It's like no capitals, nothing, just COD Blops.
Oh man.
But those games, Days Gone, COD Blops, and there were a couple of other ones.
I can't say it. It's funny every time.
Those games, I saw them like, oh, those are cool previews, but they're clearly American-made games.
Yeah. So they didn't.
All the Japanese ones, just even like the style of their trailers were so different.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this like, I am not hyped for this. Like, I am not excited for what you're showing me. And it just, more than anything, that's not a good or a bad thing. It was surprising to me how different the culture is. Yeah.
To me, it's also that we see that in the fact that Dragon Quest, the RPG series, classic RPG series that's still going strong.
Right.
Made by Square Enix, who also makes Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is far more popular in North America, but in Japan, Dragon Quest is much more popular.
Mm-hmm.
And but you can see in the seriousness with which it takes itself, I think there's a big difference there. Like Dragon Quest is a lot more goofy and a lot more lighthearted and fun and colorful. And Final Fantasy 15 was angsty emo fest, and all the characters are super serious, and the world is gonna end, and but I can save it, but I'm conflicted, and you're just like, or it just shows that there's a very different audience, I think, for in different worlds. But that's a whole thing. We could have talked about that for a whole thing. I could have watched that anyway. But I have two things I want to bring up.
All right, go ahead. What do you got, man?
I watched the movie Serenity again.
Oh,
after a long time.
Good.
It is a very good movie. If you've seen Firefly, or don't know what it is, it's the movie that basically came after the television show Firefly. Firefly got canceled. It's a great sci-fi series. Fox was bad and decided to air it in the wrong order, and just people didn't get into it. Unfortunately, got canceled after a first season, but then they were able to make a movie, and the movie kind of gave some conclusion to people. Great, we get to see more and a little bit more, and there's comics and whatever. But I watched the movie, and I will say it is still a great movie. But I do have a complaint about it.
Ooh, all right.
It is incredibly well made, like as far as like production, and also like editing is really cool, and just how the opening scene is always mind-blowing because it's actually
so
like
good.
3 scenes that are actually happening kind of simultaneously. You just don't know about it. You get this one long shot that introduces every single of the main cast in the same scene, but also introduces you to them. I will say that if you haven't watched Firefly, although there is everything in the movie is kind of introduced, and their backstories for the characters are also kind of given a hint at, like not huge, but a way, so you kind of know who this person is. I don't think it's really going to be that fun to watch if you have not watched Firefly. And I think that's a flaw.
Prove you wrong.
It'll be fun to watch, but it will not be as good. That's what I'll say.
Obviously.
I think it commits a sin a little bit in movie making, where it's expecting you to know something else outside of the movie for you to enjoy what's in the movie. And I think that's kind of a problem. Now, there are much worse examples, but I think it does do that.
Maybe a little bit. I'll say this. When my wife and I went and saw Serenity in theaters, we didn't even know Firefly existed. We'd never even heard of the television, not a thing at all. We went and we watched Serenity, and it blew our minds with how good it was.
Oh, yeah. It's a great movie.
Loved it. And then somebody was like, oh, yeah, that show, man, it's so good to see more Firefly. And we're like, what? Firefly?
What are you talking about?
And then we found out about it, and then we watched Firefly, and minds blown. And now, and you're right, the movie is better now that we know the backstory as well. But I think, I know for a fact that I loved the movie as a standalone. Oh, all right. I really did.
Yeah.
But... okay, we're past our time here.
No.
Oh,
I
no,
have a
you
way
got
to
more.
get into what we're talking about. But
okay, go ahead.
I want to welcome you to the 16th episode of Fox Yells at Racists.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's so mad about
there's a
this.
Netflix show that's in production or pre-production right now, because they're still casting, and that's kind of the issue here, of adapting the book series The Witcher.
Yep.
It's a Polish book series. Obviously, there are giant games about it, which are actually in canon and they come after the book series. But
now, mind you, these games aren't very long or big. Like they're just
they're
very
real
large.
short, like indie, like walking.
They're just very large.
Well,
games.
yeah, they were made a long
time
ago.
The disc itself is just
it
huge.
requires 400 floppy disks for your MS DOS system.
No, giant games. Go ahead.
They are real great. But the TV show is based on the book series, which is far less known here in America. But the books are also great. You should read them. Unfortunately, there's a problem right now. They are casting. They have found their Geralt, and we'll talk about who that is.
Yep.
Because that's core to what we're talking about.
Yep.
But they're casting Ciri. Ciri plays a huge... Seriously, they are casting Ciri. Right now, she's a huge role in the entire book series, but mostly third game.
The book series?
Yes. She is like Geralt's the main character.
Right.
Ciri is what drives the story.
Right.
Essentially. And they're casting. There's a casting call out, and it's specifically a casting call for a young girl who is non-white, essentially.
Right.
They are looking for somebody who is there's a term that was used. I forget what it was, but it was like
It's
Asian-
B-A Bang. I think it's Bang. Black Asian
non.
or B-A-N-W, Black Asian or
don't know.
non-white.
Essentially, something
Something
like
like
that,
that,
where they're
yeah.
looking for. Yeah, they are specifically looking for, which is angering some people. There's two different reasons I think that it would anger you. You're a racist and you just like white people more. Or B, you're looking for not authenticity. You're looking for adherence to the source material.
Right.
I just want to say two things about that. If you just played the games, yeah, she's a white person. But these are not based on the games. This show is
Right.
not based on the games,
It's
so
the
that
books.
is irrelevant. B, if you've read the books, you will know that while her skin color may be mentioned at some point, probably, I would guess, you would know that her skin color is not relevant. It might be mentioned in descriptive terms, but her importance comes from her royal lineage and also her innate magical ability. And
Right.
neither of those have anything to do with her skin color. And so there's no real firm standing, like nowhere to put like this has to be this way because of reasons, not because like if you're trying to say you're not a racist, it's because of this. None of that really makes sense.
Right. At the end of the day, her skin color has nothing to do with anything. She can function 100% as her character.
In fact, her dad, this might be a minor spoiler if you haven't read a specific story from one of the short story books of the series. Her dad is just some dude, basically. Kind of. He's not part of the royal lineage. It's a big source of consternation. He could be anybody.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And also, there is no map.
He could be Idris Elba.
You just want Idris Elba to be everybody.
Everybody.
And so do I want Idris Elba to be Siri. No.
Hey, now we're causing some troubles here. I am a young girl.
No, there is actually no confirmed map of the world of The Witcher. So she could be from somewhere in the south. You don't know where,
Yeah.
or near the equator or something where, skin color tends to be darker, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So stop. Just stop it. Just
Yeah,
stop being
for real.
racist. Just stop. It doesn't matter. You stop.
I think it's great. This is what we talked about before. We're
Exactly.
like, in a situation like this, we're at a point now where people are expecting white, and to get over that, we need to search for non-white.
Yes.
And so they're doing Netflix is doing exactly this.
Yeah.
They're making the show, so they're like, we're looking for non-white right now. We want to get over ourselves in this area. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, let's move on to our real topic.
let's get down to the nerdy
Oh,
gritty.
right, dang it. I
Yeah.
even thought about it. Let's get down to the nerdy gritty. We have already a role has been cast, though. The major role, Geralt.
Geralt
He
of
is-
Rivera?
Rivera, yes, here's the problem. Because I love The Witcher and I know a lot about it, I'm going to want to stay a lot of trivia. He's not actually from Rivera. That was just a title he came up with to sound more official, but
Nice.
then he literally accidentally gets knighted by the Queen of Rivera at some point. He wasn't trying to save anybody. He just tried to get through to somewhere, and in the process helped some people. And she's like, "You're now a knight of Rivera." Anyway, that was just a funny thing. But yes, Geralt has
The
been
White
cast.
Wolf.
The White Wolf, yes. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Dang it. I ran out of my Witcher knowledge.
He's the Butcher of Blaviken. Also a cool story. He has been cast as Geralt. No,
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill has been cast as Geralt, which, quick opinion, fine.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill's a fine actor.
Yeah.
He was in the new Mission Impossible, and he was great in it. I think he's a fine person to put in there. Geralt should be a pretty big, beefy dude.
I
he's
think
literally a mutant, so he should be a little bigger than normal. I think it's a good.
it's
call.
a good casting. In my brain, though, Jim Caviezel was always Geralt. He's got the
Jesus
voice.
himself.
He's got the voice. He talks like this, kind of natural.
Wait, Jim Caviezel?
Yeah.
What have you seen Jim Caviezel in beside Passion of the Christ?
Person of Interest, the TV show that's been going on for many seasons.
I've never watched that show.
Yeah, and he's got that stern look about his brow always, and he's got that harsh voice, and he's able to give the continual serious look at all, no matter what, unflappable look. And so
Okay,
and he's
sure.
an older guy, and Geralt he's got the gray hair, so he's always struck me as
Hey, look, I'm gonna correct you. He has
Okay.
white hair.
Oh.
Geralt is aged, but not old. Due to his mutations, because of the
All right.
trial of the grasses.
Okay.
He lives an
Fox, we
extended
don't have
life.
enough time for this.
Nope, this episode is turning into me describing what The Witcher is about.
Because
He's
here's
not
the,
an
here's
old
the
man.
problem.
He is aged, but not.
Henry Cavill is now the main character in The Witcher and will be spending a lot
Thank
of
you
time
for getting us into this.
filming The Witcher. Meanwhile, Ben Affleck is spending a lot of time in and out of
He's
rehab.
been cast as recovering alcoholic.
He's not cast as that. That's
Oh.
his actual role.
Oh!
Yeah. That's his
Good
real
cast-
life
good
role.
casting.
He has been struggling with alcoholism for a while and is in and out of rehab, and we hope he gets better. We hope things go well, but these two things directly impact both of their ability to be in Justice League movies.
Sure.
In fact, there are rumors going around that both of these things will end their Justice League tenure.
Now, we need to clearly state that they are rumors and in
Right.
fact have been debunked, at least for Henry Cavill.
So what they have
I have
said...
an article from 30 minutes ago.
Oh, is there another update?
Yes, I just looked it up.
So what I last read, which was
Yes.
this morning, a few hours ago, what I last read was that he's keeping his cape in his closet. And that was about it. And then he came out with a really weird video.
Yeah, that was a strange video. I have no idea what that was.
A weird
for.
video of I don't know what the song is called. Do 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 do.
Oh, I've never even heard the music. I just saw the video without sound.
It's the ba da 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 da, but instead of the do 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 do, it's dogs barking. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Oh, I know what that song is, but that's weird.
And
that's
yep.
even weirder.
And then Henry Cavill is wearing a shirt that says Krypton Jim.
yeah.
And then he slowly brings a Superman toy into frame while staring at the camera.
Expressionless.
Yeah.
Staring at this camera.
And then he slowly brings the Superman toy out of frame. And that's the end of the
and the caption
video.
is something like, "It was a good day," or something
Yeah.
like, what? What is this?
Is just so weird.
What
So
are you hinting at?
all we know is, at least right now, and correct me if I'm wrong.
This has said, although I don't really see a real source here. Let's see, but nothing has been set in stone. Warner Brothers refuted the report about Cavill's exit and maintains that no decisions have been made regarding any Superman films. So it might still be a thing. So there are heavy rumors.
What is certain, though, is that he was rumored to be having a cameo in Shazam.
Yes.
And now will not be.
That's not happening.
That will not be happening. And that it turns out they will be focusing on Supergirl.
Yes.
For a while.
A movie about Supergirl.
Right. And so they're going to be pulling away from the Superman lore to focus in on the Supergirl lore.
Because technically, Superman is still a baby.
In the time
At the time that
Supergirl.
Supergirl would be origining,
Right.
he would be a baby because she's his cousin.
I mean, if they start on Krypton, yes.
right, they can make up all that what they want about it. But
So,
anyway, yeah. So that's kind of what we don't want to talk about, though. Is just these rumors.
right.
What we want to talk about today is, and this is a good conversation to have either way. Should Warner Brothers, the company, the film studio behind the whole DC extended universe, should they start to pull away, or should they just give up entirely on the DCEU because of all the issues they've had, and also possibly, or just the movies themselves haven't worked out?
Well, and then there's the DC Trinity. It's called the DC Trinity
Yes.
of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
yes,
And if you can't get Superman without a mustache or a gray hair and a scar,
man.
and Batman is in rehab constantly, you're missing 2/3 of your Trinity, your
Right.
mainstays of DC Universe.
both in DC Comics lore, they are the mainstay. They are the majors.
Right, those three.
And also in what you've presented so far in your movies.
Yeah.
They've been the core of what's going on. So, yeah, you need to get that really rock solid before you can actually move on, I think.
So here was the reason I brought this up, and the reason I wanted to talk about this was my idea to talk about this, is because you have these three characters, 2 of the 3 are not going well. Your movies aren't great anyway.
Nope.
Your movies are not going over well. People aren't receiving them very well. They're not making as much money as you would like them to. They're making money. They're making plenty
Yeah.
of money.
But
But-
not the levels that they want.
They want Marvel money.
They want billions. funds.
Yeah, and they're not getting Marvel money.
Infinity
off of
War,
this,
in fact, had just hit $2.05 billion.
which is ridiculous
The
because
most
it was a
recent
very
one.
mediocre
The most
movie.
recent one. Look, that's a whole other topic we could talk about.
We did.
Well, kind of. No, just why it doesn't matter if it's mediocre at this point.
That's true.
In my opinion.
Well, I think that these movies are exactly that conversation. The fact that Suicide Squad and the fact that Justice League made as much money as they did it got nothing to do with how good they are.
Right, right.
They were just seemed super exciting and
Sure.
whatnot. So at the end of the day, the question I wanted to ask is, with everything kind of crumbling apart in your hands, it's like you were holding a sandcastle and now it's falling apart. At what point do you try and continue to build that sandcastle, or what point do you just kick it over and start over again?
Yeah, what are your options here? Like you stop entirely, just Warner Brothers, put your money somewhere else, do something different, or you recast everybody, start over, or just kind of ignore what's happened and continue with entirely new cast that you have an ironclad contract that nobody can ever leave from,
Right.
or sell all the rights of DC characters to Marvel and get that epic crossover everybody wants.
Oh, amalgam. I want a Dark Claw movie so bad.
Yep, that's going to be what we get in 10 years.
Oh, my
It'll
Dark
be
Claw would be so good.
DC versus Marvel, and nobody will actually win, but you'll get some ridiculous, Wonder Woman will pick up Thor's hammer and become
That was also
the
so
mighty
good.
Wonder Woman, or whatever it was called.
Yep.
Anyway, that's not going to
So,
happen.
what do you think, Fox? Is this a point in which DC needs to give up or start over, or if not that, what do you think they should do?
I think the actors really aren't the problem here. I mean, yes, they have an issue with the actors,
Right.
but I think everybody in their roles are all pretty decent, at least. I think Henry Cavill's a good Superman when he's given time to be Superman.
Right.
And Batman, or Ben Affleck as Batman, pretty solid too. Most of the time, he's just grumpy Batman and never really suave Bruce Wayne. And I feel like we need more Bruce Wayne for Batman to really shine. Anyway, he's fine. I think Gal Gadot is also pretty good as Wonder Woman. I think even all the side ones, like I liked Aquaman the most out of Justice
Jason
League, because he
Momoa
was
was
just
great.
having fun with it, and that's what that movie needed more of. So what I think they need to do is get rid of Zack Snyder.
Yes.
Well, that's just one part. Just get better directors and better writers. The actors being unreliable isn't really the problem here. I think it's the root cause is they have not put time and effort into crafting a well-told story that can split between all the different characters and also bring them together.
But if you have a weak foundation, can you just change? Like right now, their foundations are the Wonder Woman movie, which is great. I love the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Justice League, which was all right.
Bad?
Yeah.
No, it's bad. It's a bad movie.
I liked it more than you did, but
That's true with all of these, though.
I don't know if I would say I even liked it though. Like
it's a bad movie.
It was
Logically
acceptable.
inconsistent and terrible.
And then there was Man of Steel, which I actually enjoyed.
I also thought was
But it
bad.
was a mediocre movie. It was an
Probably
alright
the second
movie.
best of them all, in my opinion.
But in all of these movies that were building up like this, other than Wonder Woman, none of them were good.
It's true. Yeah. And Wonder Woman, I thought, was good in of itself, mostly because of Gal Gadot. She's a great Wonder Woman. Had this really good innocence about her.
Yeah.
That Gal Gadot might not be the greatest actress, but her style worked very well.
Yeah, she
for that
plays
role.
that role
It was
well.
great because then her naivety was kind of shattered, and it really worked well. Everything else, just kind of fell apart, and so you have this, like you said, crumbling foundation.
So can you say just change your writers and your directors? Is that going to solve it though? Like if your foundation of your movies is weak,
Yes,
right.
I think even in something like a massive universe spanning several movies tying into each other, every single one of those has to be able to work on its own without needing to see something else. Even I think something like Avengers is really fun to watch, even if you haven't watched the first Captain America, because you get who he is, you get his role in the story,
right?
Even if you know who Iron Man is, it's better, like we said with Serenity. It's better if you've seen it, but it needs to be able to stand on its own. And so I think they could just continue and start making better movies, and you would still enjoy watching them. You'd have this really weird like couple years of, wow, they started off bad, but then in 2019 kicked it into overdrive and got better writers and better directors.
With Shazam.
They got the sure. I love it. Look, I'm not super excited, but I would love a good Shazam movie.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And yeah, like start taking the time to, if you still feel the need to connect them to each other and make this big world thing, you can still make that happen. You know what there is in the DC universe that could be great to watch and also fix all of their problems? Flashpoint Paradox.
Yes.
Everything could change. You could literally recast everybody and it would make sense in canon.
Right.
You wouldn't even have to like feel the need to explain it or say sorry. No, that's just the story we're telling. In this new universe that's been created because of this thing that happened, it's actually so-and-so that's being Superman. In fact, there's been rumors that Michael B. Jordan, who is Killmonger in and Fantastic Fan Four-Stick, there's rumors that he would play the new Superman.
That would be awesome.
Earth 2 Val-Zod.
Yeah.
Who I don't know who that is, but sure. And like there's already rumors of these things happening. They've already talked about doing Flashpoint as a movie, and like they could do that if they felt the need to continue this like epic universe spanning thing and have to connect everything, which by no means is necessary. If they felt the need, they could do it, and I think I would be fine with seeing another Justice League 2 that's really great to watch, even if the one before it was really bad.
Speaking of Flashpoint, and this is, I agree with you on that, and I think that Flashpoint would be a great opportunity to do this because proof of concept, in the DC TV shows they did Flashpoint.
Sure.
And it crossed over on all of the DC TV universe. And so like in the Flash TV show, there was Flashpoint, and then in Arrow, things changed. Things changed in Arrow, and like the season of Arrow starts and things are different, and you're like, wait, what? And if you don't watch Flash, you have no idea what's going on. And then later on, they kind of introduce it, but it is continually an issue, and it's really interesting. Like one of the characters, Dig, he had a son, and then Flashpoint happens, and now he has a daughter. And whatever, it just changed the gender of his child. But when he finds out, Flashpoint tells him, like, yeah, it used to be his son. Now in his brain, in his heart, he's like, what does my boy look like? Who was my boy? You changed this. Like, yeah. I love my daughter. She's incredible, but who's my boy?
Right.
And this like this thing about him, like this, and it's come up a few times, and it's really, really good and really well done. And you could do things like that and even reference the old Justice League movies. And you could even be self-aware and be like, yeah, but it's probably better that things changed, and have lines like that in the movies,
100%.
But I think that would be a really cool premise there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I don't even think you need Flashpoint. I don't think you need to explain anything. Just make good movies. That's all I need. And what's baffling to me is that it's been very clear that there has been very little planning involved in this whole movie universe.
Right.
Like a shockingly low. Like, remember when Superman died in the second movie he was in, and you didn't care? Because A, you knew he had a contract, he was coming back, and B, he's never really been that, like a character you've really like felt for a whole lot. And also 5 minutes later, you just saw like the rocks floating above his casket, one of those things. And
not
like,
his cask,
his wine cask.
Yep.
Just rocks floating. No, so you're like, yeah, he's coming back. Like, you just immediately know, like, next movie, we'll see him again. And then he did. And it wasn't that big a deal that he died. You're like, wait a minute. That could have been a great thing. Like, wait for that. We make him more of the savior that people love. And then kill him. And then give us some time without him. Show us that the Justice League truly need him. Or, like, that he represented this thing. And they didn't really do that. I think they tried a little bit, but it just didn't work. It felt rushed. And that was the whole baffling thing, was that their writing felt like rushed, even though they really literally had all the time in the world.
Yeah. And I agree.
If this were happening, if their DC universe, like if they a year and a half before when it was first announced saw that Marvel was starting to do this, They were like, wait, an Avengers movie? Oh, crap. They're actually really tying. Man, we should probably do that too in order to compete. Let's get something going. Then I can understand, it feels rushed because they kind of... No, this was years after Avengers came out. Then, and they started with just Man of Steel, and then immediately went to another, a big crossover, and then immediately the biggest crossover with everybody that you hadn't even seen before, and all these things, and you're like, wait, why is this this way? Why are you rushing everything?
They rushed so much.
Right, and it just comes off as, well, now we just have to fix everything.
Right.
And so that's what I think has been the major problem. I don't care if Henry Cavill's not Superman anymore. I don't care if Ben Affleck isn't Superman anymore.
Agreed.
You put in a new Batman next time, you'll just be like, oh, that's just the tradition of Batman now. There's been 6 people who've played Batman? At least 5 on the big screen?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 from way back. Yeah, at least. And so you're like, okay, that's no big deal. Because to a certain point, they can just expect that you know who Batman is and don't have to really fully explain it because you know.
Right.
But anyway, see that's always what I've thought their problem is not their actors or whatever, but just they've rushed it and they should probably stop.
Ben Affleck is the 6th Batman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck.
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of Batmans.
Batmen.
We need Batman Generations where they all come into contact and it is copy that Star Trek.
Here's what I think should happen.
Yes.
And here's what I think it would be a wiser idea for them. I think that they purposely pull away from Batman and Superman for a while. And maybe at some point they reboot, but they take their franchises that have done well, or at least middling, and they kind of run with those two. That's Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad. Now, Wonder Woman did well because it was a good movie.
It was real
and it was
solid
well
and
written.
people liked it.
Suicide Squad went well because
Hot Topic.
Yeah, Hot Topic.
That crowd.
But they both did well. Focus on those two for a little bit, and maybe even do Wonder Woman 2, Suicide Squad 2, then maybe Wonder Woman versus the Suicide Squad or something like that.
Yeah, she can take them all.
Which would be a really cool thing, seeing this, or even having a maybe it's not even versus, it's they have the same mission, but Wonder Woman's going at it with her Wonder Woman naivete,
Sure.
only good and only
right. I have to save the innocent and whatever.
Right, but then the Suicide Squad are there, and they're like, no, sometimes you got to blur the lines a little bit, son.
Ends justify the means.
Right, and so to actually have that, and that I think that'd be a really
sounds
good
like an
writing
ideological
opportunity.
conflict at the root of your superhero movie,
Right.
which is historically a really good thing to do.
Really good movie.
Remember Civil War?
Yes, that was so good. And so I think that would be really cool. And then 4 years from now, you bring back, or you do Flashpoint, or you do whatever. Let us forget a lot of Henry Cavill. Let us forget.
I mean, the internet doesn't
Ben
forget, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
Let us move on, because where we're at right now with the Justice League is a negative place, and it's going to take not just a good movie, but a very good movie to overcome that.
Right.
And I mean, even as somebody who's a DC fanboy, I love DC. I think it's the best written characters, individual characters in mainstream comics. And then to kind of beat up those characters so much, I mean, to try and just out of nowhere introduce Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman out of nowhere. In Avengers, 0 characters were just introduced out of nowhere. All of them had some sort of background movie.
In the first Avengers, yes.
Right, in the first Avengers movie. All of them had some sort of background in a different movie in some way, whether it's Scarlet Witch in Iron Man 2 or Hawkeye in...
not Scarlet Witch, but...
Oh, Scarlet...
the Spider Lady. Black Widow.
Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson is what I'm trying...
Go.
Yeah.
Right.
Black Widow in Iron Man 2 or Hawkeye in Thor.
Yep.
He
shows up.
Yeah. And then, of course, there were Hulk movies before Mark Ruffalo took over.
Just one that actually is important, but...
Yeah.
That actually is core to the story. But
there are so many... They did so much work to establish their characters before this, and now DC comes in and they're like, by the way, there's the 3 characters, like them.
Yeah.
And
hey, whoa.
Stop.
Hey, don't you remember the Superman versus Batman scene where what's his name has like branded all of these people and has their logos on his laptop, and there's like a little short clip of Cyborg and
Yes.
Aquaman
And
like
then
attacking a cameraman with his thing, and it's really funny.
Flash also appears out of nowhere and says, "I've come back too early," and then disappears. And
Yeah, so mission accomplished. What are you talking about?
so I think this is a good opportunity for them to, and maybe focus on their other characters. Focus on Flash and Cyborg and Aquaman. We don't have to Superman and Batman for a while. And for me to say that you don't have to Batman right now, that's a big deal.
Yes, it is.
You don't have to Superman and Batman for now. Get your crap figured out with Henry Cavill and or Ben Affleck. Put Ben Affleck in super rehab, and make sure that he doesn't release until he never wants alcohol again.
Sure.
And
Right.
whatever, or do it, or pick somebody else or whatever else. You know what I mean? Like, do something different and just focus on other things for a while. You have plenty to pull from.
Sure. It does seem as though they're continuing with like their Titans TV show and
no.
all this stuff. It just they are not learning the lessons. The fact that they're like, yeah, we're gonna make a Supergirl movie, and you're like, oh, cool, like Supergirl from the TV show is gonna get a movie, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna be a different Super, and you're like, wait a minute, why? Wait, why are there two Flashes? What? Why is there a different Batman in the Supergirl TV show? Why like these like they had this opportunity, they had all the parts, and then they just didn't. Like it's very strange that what choices they made, and they're just continuing to double down on things that rely on other stuff, but also it's just I learned recently that both Jason Todd and who's Nightwing? Dick Grayson are going to be in Titans, and they're like fighting each other at some point. And you're like, I don't know who either of these people are. Like, there's this problem with them relying on outside knowledge. I can complain a lot, but
the Titan show looks terrible.
It looks bad.
It looks awful.
You remember what was great? Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
That was
such a good movie, and it had nothing to do with F Batman. Like, it's what? No, stop it.
So much angst.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nobody cares.
So if you were to put a nice tight bow on how you think DC should move forward from here, what would you say?
Oh, take 6 months, write out everything you're going to be doing for the next 10 years. Like meticulous planning, find new / regain your actors and establish contracts. Find directors that are good and not Zack Snyder. Tell Zack Snyder to go away now, please, because he's bad and should feel bad. I mean, he has some good movies, but everything he's done in this DC universe is bad and should feel bad. And so get somebody new. Don't put all your eggs in one basket like you did with him. We don't need to compare everything to Marvel to make it like you should never have to compare something to another something to make it good or bad.
Yep.
But I think a good move that Marvel has done is they had Joss Whedon do the Avengers movies, and that was great. But for everything else, for the most part, they've gotten somebody new, or this person is just responsible for these characters, and this like they all have their niches, and then they come plan out and come together at certain points, that kind of thing, and that's a real smart idea. Do that. Don't put your eggs in one basket.
In one Zasket.
One Zach kid.
You
got it better.
I had the joke the first time you said don't put all your eggs in one basket, and I've been thinking about it the entire time, and I landed on Zasket. And so I'm really happy that you said it a second time, so I could actually use it.
It's a good one. Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah.
People are going to spend money on your movies. Give them a better product. Like, respect the people who are giving you all of the wealth you're earning.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
And also the art form of movies, even if it's about goofy superheroes. Just make better products and take your time.
I'm going to say focus on your successes. Wonder Woman did well. Why did it go well? What was it about Wonder Woman that was so good? And why did people like it so much? Or Suicide Squad. What was it that people liked about it? Why was it as successful as it was when the movie itself was actually not great? Okay, maybe it was just this hot topic thing. All right, so appeal to that crowd again. Like, keep it going or whatever you need to do. And focus on your successes and then write better.
Yes.
And just get better writers to get in there.
Plan it out and get better writers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a big thing that DC has done that's really successful is empowering women. And with Wonder Woman and with Harley Quinn, these two characters are really, really cool and have really great story coming from total separate sides, from total innocence to total like brokenness. But both of them like finding out the reality of the world in their own way, I think has been really cool. So I think they can do a really cool job with Supergirl as well.
Sure.
And I'm really curious to see how that works out.
Literally any story can be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter what your plot points are or your characters. You can write a good story about anything.
So focus on your successes and write well is what I would really say. But I think what we're both saying, I think neither of us saying that they should give up altogether.
I mean, here's the thing. It's just movies. It's just superhero movies. It wouldn't be the saddest thing in the world if they just like didn't and just started making other movies instead. Whatever. Same thing with Marvel. Oh no.
Right.
We don't have another one.
From their side, from their business standpoint.
Yeah, for your business side, you're not going to give up, so just do it right.
Right.
Right. It doesn't make financial sense for you to give up because people will pay to see your movies no matter how bad they are. So just do better. Just respect the fans better.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you very much for listening. Let us know what you think about Henry Cavill as Geralt. Let us know what you think about Henry Cavill once again splitting his loyalties, this time with The Witcher and DC. Last time it was with DC and a mustache.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Geralt usually has a full beard. Oh, no. And long white hair. Dang it.
Let us know what you think about what Warner Brothers should do from this point forward, how they should move forward. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your support. And you smell nice. Remember, save games, save lives.
Bye.
Bye.